Hey Starlight family, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be sitting here with you today. As always, here is the amethyst stone that I just love so much. It is my birthstone. She's here to help us guide along today, just like every day. I think I'll just keep her around. Here is my singing bowl to clear our space before we begin. Got candles on either side. I hope the candlelight will be enough for you to see the tarot cards. Played with the lighting today, so hopefully it'll be better. And today's crystal that I want to guide us is actually obsidian. To those who know crystals, you might be like, oh wow, like we're using black obsidian, like we're diving in. Black obsidian really brings out the negative emotions, unlike blue aragonite, which I was using in our last video. It might make you more sensitive, it might make you more angry, it might make you, just respond more strongly to things, but I really see that as a blessing of black obsidian. Black obsidian just stops people pleasing in its tracks and really makes us realize what makes us feel uncomfortable, what pushes past our boundaries. It really holds us accountable to ourselves. And that's the energy that I feel we need today. I just felt called to it. I've been feeling like making this video all day. Okay, let's clear the space. I don't know if anyone else heard it, but I feel like the bowl started lower and ended off on like a higher note, like it almost went sharp as we played. I take that as a confirmation that we have shifted our energy in some way, shape, or form. If you don't really like crystals, don't use crystals, that's totally fine. This is just something that I'm doing for me, and if this message doesn't resonate, just leave it behind for the people that it's meant for. That is totally okay. You are very welcome here, and you're safe here. I have been thinking about a very certain group of people all day, and I am really surprised that I'm sitting down and making this video today right now. I mean, my phone is at like 9%. I might just pause and plug it into charge, but I don't have a suitable place and way of charging it, so it's a bit of a mess today, honestly, and I've had a really exhausting and overstimulating day. I mean, at work, and then some errands after work, and then I came home and I was needed at home to help out with this, help out with that. When really recently it's been more, I don't feel like these cards are relevant, actually. I don't feel like called to, wait a minute. Oh no. Okay, sorry. I thought I saw a card that I saw earlier that was repeating itself, which is significant to me. I'm just dropping cards left and right today. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm sitting down and making this video today because I didn't think that I would. I thought I'd be too tired. Like I said, the phone's not charged, so that might be, relevant to our group here. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're disorganized, maybe you're not in a place where you're usually at. Okay, this one does feel relevant. I'm going to keep this one out. Okay. I've been thinking about a very certain group of people, though. I've been thinking about the children of immigrants in North America. I mean, that's where I'm situated, on our planet. And specifically, so the children of immigrants, whether you're born in, in your immigrant country, or you're born back home and you came here as a kid or as a teen or as a baby, whatever age you came here, but children of immigrants, and specifically LGBT children of immigrants. Why am I thinking about those people? It's because I do fall into that category, and I've just been thinking about that category recently and that identity and how challenging it is to navigate and how many different ways it can go. I mean, some people's families ultimately accept them. You get the storybook happy ending. Other people's families, it's a long, drawn out, like, dramatic journey. There's just so many different paths of life, period. First of all, like, there's so many different paths of life, period. But this specific, soul mission of being an LGBT child of immigrants who come from, a culture where that's not really acceptable. Even just being an LGBT kid altogether, even with a family that's, not immigrated here or immigrated many generations ago and is very settled here and very well off. Maybe even accepting parents, but you just like had a hard time growing up, watching media, watching the portrayals of romantic relationships in media and how much that didn't resonate with you, how much that didn't align with you, didn't give you a good... Sorry, I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna vibe check this one. This one doesn't feel, it feels like it fell out accidentally as well. Okay. So I'm doing a reading for y'all today. Y'all and myself, because I fall into this category. Gay child of immigrants. That is our little collective today. Let's do a reading for y'all because I'm feeling some Black Obsidian energy from y'all. I'm feeling some fights are going on at home with your parents. Maybe you still live at home. Maybe you just moved back home after university or something. Maybe you're, a teenager and you got a lot of really strong feelings and like, hey, we were all teenagers once. I mean, like, I'm in my 20s now and like happily those feelings calm down, the fieriness of teenaged like opinions. It calms down, thank God, because that's exhausting. But also, like, the things that are important to you are important. So not telling you to not care about what you care about. But I feel like there's, like, some fights going on at home. If you watched my previous video... oh my gosh, I beg your pardon. Oh my gosh, the throat chakra again. The throat. If you watched my previous video, there was just like a repeated message of your personal space being invaded, your personal time being interrupted, people's criticisms of you, keeping you up at night, upsetting you, feeling like sharp, feeling like they're too close to you for comfort, feeling like you get no peace. And the fact that you are getting no peace is something temporary, okay? Remember the second card that I pulled? It's something temporary. So try and make yourself at home in this uncomfortable energy. No one's trying to tell you this is comfortable, but try and give yourself, a grounding space to launch off of because good things are coming. But let's go into the interpersonal relationships today. The interpersonal relationships of gay children of immigrants. Let's get some advice for that today. I feel like this card, first one I pulled, is still relevant to that. So we're going to put her right here. Okay, here we go. Okay, you really want to come out. What are you? Four of Pentacles reversed. And let's do a third card. Nobody judge me for my shuffling. I know I'm not good at it. We got two out. Okay. Wow. Okay, swords, pentacles, pentacles, swords. What's going on here? Okay, let's start with the Five of Swords, which was the first one that we got. Five of Swords, upright. You have been engaged. Oh my God, guys. You have been engaged in a win-lose conflict. Trust has been broken, and you feel that you are acting in competition with others rather than in collaboration. Look for common ground or seek forgiveness to move forward. Okay, well, it can't get more obvious than that. Okay, so we are fighting. There's some fighting. There's some interpersonal conflict going on. And hey, listen, I'm not here to tell you, no, don't fight. Peace. Yeah, peace is lovely. Okay, peace is great. And of course, it's ultimately the goal. I feel like all of us really want that. But girl, if people are upsetting you, people are invading you, people are disrespecting you, stand up for yourself. And if those people can't handle, you standing up for yourself when you're doing so in a completely respectful way and they're escalating stuff, then they're escalating stuff, right? So let's start navigating this because there's some complicated things we're going through here. Okay, I feel like this next card is some advice on it. Four of Pentacles. Let's look up the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, and it is reversed. Money is slipping through your fingers, and your spending habits exceed your saving habits. You may be spending unconsciously, hoping it will bring happiness. Create a positive relationship with money. Okay, Pentacles, I find people always interpret them in a financial sense, but I interpret the Pentacles in a abundance sense. So it can be finances. It can also be other resources, such as your internal peace. I think your peace is slipping through your fingers. I think you're spending your peace rather than saving your peace. You're spending your 1111, as I said that. You're spending your peace trying to keep the peace. Does that make sense? You're spending your well-being trying to keep some kind of forced peace between yourself and another person when they are not trying to keep peace with you. They're trying to control you and tell you who you are and who you can be. And that's not okay. That's not okay. But we do have the Ace of Pentacles here, and that's always a really exciting thing. Honestly, love her. And it's not reversed, okay? She's upright. A new opportunity is available to you that has the potential to grow into something lucrative and abundant. It may be a business idea, a job offer, or a financial opportunity. Manifest your goals in a very tangible and real way. Okay, so in the world of your own peace, there is an opportunity here within this conflict between you and another person for a new opportunity. Maybe a new boundary, maybe a new communication style, maybe a new relationship, maybe a new way for your relationship to exist. If this is a relationship with a parent, maybe your relationship with them so far has been highly dependent. You dependent on them as their child, and also maybe them dependent on you. I mean, I can tell you this personally, right? As a child of immigrants, we are their lawyers, right? We are their accountants. We're their professional translators. We are put in a position of adult responsibility at a very young age, and it's not quite appropriate. It's parentification as well. Immigrant parents, like, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them, right? Maybe they don't have the most healthy conflict resolution styles. Maybe their relationships are strained because of it. And maybe as their children, we end up being in the middle of that, in the crossroads of that, having to mitigate, having to kind of play the therapist. So that might be part of that interruptions that we were talking about last video. And it may be, how your peace is slipping through your fingers because you think you're creating more peace in your household by always being available, by always being nurturing, by always being therapeutic, always being mature, always being calm, always taking all the criticisms, taking their, problematic stuff that they're saying and not, overreacting to it, even though you know that it's problematic, you know that it's hateful, you know that it's against a community that you yourself is a part of. Like, love is love, babe. Also, if you're straight and watching this, you're not an immigrant, you're watching this, like, whatever resonates, take it, because I truly believe, I'm manifesting this right now, that if you're here watching this video, you're here because there is something in here that will help you. There's something in here that is absolutely for you. So just go ahead and take it. Whatever doesn't resonate, don't try and make the story fit. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't have to all make sense. It doesn't even have to all make sense right now. Sometimes you hear something, it plants a seed for later, and later something happens and you're like, oh, this makes more sense now because I heard about this thing a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, whatever. As a concept, seeds are being planted here. Okay. And now let's go to our fourth and final card, which is the Knight of Swords. and it is reversed. Let me look up the Knight of Swords here. A little more fast-paced today than yesterday because of the the charging situation. And also this message just feels really fiery and fast. I don't know if maybe you guys are feeling like you just want like a quick escape, if it's become quite unacceptable to you now, the way that you feel, which is totally okay. Like, you don't have to accept things that aren't good for you. Okay, Knight of Swords, here we go. Reversed. Quick action has turned into impulsiveness, and later regret. I'm just hearing right now maybe to say later, potentially later regret. This is maybe your message before you can do something that you might regret. Just a heads up, you might be doing something that you regret. If you're having some kind of intrusive thought and you're actually thinking of acting on it, if you are, thinking of just reacting from a place of brashness, anger, rash behavior, think about it. This is a little warning. And if you do it and you regret it, that's okay. Like, we're all human. We all have done stuff we regret. Like, it's not that serious, but, you could spare yourself that if you want. If you want to go the dramatic way, please be my guest. Go the dramatic way. It's so fun. Okay, look before you leap. Okay, maybe don't go the dramatic way. Look before you leap. Think before you act. Oh, man. Okay, your ambitious energy may be overwhelming and off-putting to others. Oh, okay. I'm hearing like maybe you're ambitious about how quickly your parents can come to accept you, how quickly your parents can come to heal their relationship between each other, how quickly your parents can come to not rely on you to an inappropriate level, It's like the last video again. It's like it's built off of that. I feel like the last video was for a more general collective, and then this is, like I said, like the collective I'm calling in is a little more specific, but obviously if you don't fit these categories, you're very welcome here. But yeah, you might be overwhelming them with your expectations of how quickly this situation can turn around. This situation is not only yours, it's involving a lot of folks who have lived probably a longer time than you, right? They're your parents, they're your older sibling, they're members of your community that are just like from an older generation. They're a little more stuck in their ways, and I feel like growth and change is not something that was like really something they grew up with as a concept. They grew up with like people who are strong don't grow. People who are strong don't change. They're right. And so when you're right, and you stay right, and you don't have to like do anything else, because that would be admitting that you're wrong. This is just what I'm getting, right? Meanwhile, I feel like our generation is more like, well, let's think about this. Let's reflect on this. Well, what do you think about, what may you do differently next time? And I feel like the binary of right and wrong is more strong for these older generations. So you might be overwhelming them with how quickly you're jumping to either, your old self, which is just peace slipping through your fingers, or your new self that you've kind of adopted here, and you've adopted this persona temporarily. Remember last video, it's temporary that you've adopted this kind of new like base that you act out of, your new place and stance that you act out of. Maybe it's impatient and angry, and maybe you're going to regret it if you dive into this too deeply, because maybe, I'm kind of getting that you're a gentle soul. You're a really sweet and gentle soul, and ultimately you just want to be good. Like, yes, you want your peace and you want your cup to be filled, but like, you feel such a sense of obligation to do that for others. You feel like even if you got all of the riches and luxuries in the world, you would not actually be happy unless you were somehow existing in the service of others, because helping others actually makes you happy. And that's beautiful. And that's so human. That is so fundamentally human. We are social beings. And I don't know, like, when bad things happen, I'm just like seeing that that scene from Harry Potter when pardon me, when Dumbledore dies, and McGonagall and all the students, like, they surround his body at the bottom of, like, what is it, the astronomy tower? I don't know. And they're all crying, you know, because he's passed away, and there's that big Voldemort skull in the sky. And McGonagall lifts her wand, and it's like one tiny little piercing white light appears in the skull, and then the students each start lifting their wands, and it's like one tiny light after the other, and ultimately that disperses this big cloud. Do you see what I'm saying? You are one tiny light. And honestly, going on the star theme of, like, my channel's name, we are all starlight family. We are all, you know, little stars, but together we all make starlight, and we actually can light up an entire night, can just be lit by starlight. The farther away we are from a city, you know, the deeper in darkness we are, the brighter we will shine, because there isn't other stuff to, like, light pollution, light pollute us. So don't give up your peace, babe. You don't have to give up your peace. You are one star, okay? You're one star, and you do not have to light up the whole night, just you by yourself. You're one tiny little star, and this is an opportunity, a brand new opportunity for the way you behave with others in your life, the relationships you have with them, boundaries, okay, of how much of your energy you're willing to put out there. Having energy, you know, that's like angry and attacking is exhausting, and it hurts you as much as it hurts others. It exhausts you as much as it exhausts others. So obviously feel your feelings, please, and maybe, like, find, I don't know, journaling or screaming into a pillow or whatever you need to do to get out these angry frustrations, because, girl, a lifetime of being an adult, not really getting your childhood, first of all, crazy, and being parentified, I'm getting older sibling vibes, trust me, I get it, of being, you know, responsible all the time, you know, and never really getting that carefree childhood. A lifetime of that is super traumatic. You've got a lot of, like, Black Obsidian level stuff that you need to cathart, okay? So you find out what that is. It could be drawing, like, violent drawings, whatever you have in you to just get it out. Listening to music that makes you feel better. I'm hearing, like, for some people that might be, like, screamo metal. Wow. For other people, it might be, like, indie soft, like, you just really need to cry your heart out. Wow. I'm hearing country. Girl, I feel like everybody's hating on country. There's nothing wrong with some country. You want to listen to some country? Go listen to some country. By the way, me personally, I listen to all three of these genres and many more. I'm kind of, like, all over the place. And if you are too, like, hey, welcome to my little world. But, like, hold on, I want to talk about this. I feel like this is you. You're like, hold on. Can you see her? She's sitting on a winged horse, right? She got a little war helmet. She got a sword in her hands. This is you. You come in guns a-blazing. Like, all in. I'm about to, you know, throw all of my peace at everybody to get them through their day, make their life easier, because I love everyone so much and I really want to help everyone. Maybe there's a lot of resentment in a lot of your relationships, but you still desperately love them, and you know you do, and you're angry at yourself that you do, because you equate loving them with having to completely sacrifice your peace for them. And you equate respecting yourself and getting yourself rest and boundaries with actually hating them and not having a relationship with them, when it's not these two extremes. This is you. You come in guns a-blazing, no thinking, just action. And we love an actionable queen, okay? And queen is for any gender. You're all my queens. But let's slow down, babe. Let's slow down, because I'm a big hater of the binary. It's not one or the other. It's okay. It's not one or the other. You're going to be all right. So I think you know what you need to do. I think you know that you need to pull out your energy, pull out your energy a little bit. Pull back your energy. That's what it is. Pull back your energy a little bit. It doesn't mean that you don't love the people that you love. Maybe you could make a list of the ways in which you're happy to continue helping them and continue being of service, and in the ways in which you would like to pull back your energy. Maybe that's a set time period of the day. If you don't vibe with schedules, maybe it's just you vibe checking yourself, you know, like moment by moment, just vibe checking yourself. Do I have the energy for this right now? If they don't respect you not having the energy for it, there was something I read. When you have boundaries, when you start putting up boundaries, The people who benefited the most from you not having boundaries, they're going to be the most upset that suddenly you got boundaries. So if uncomfortable situations arise, and obviously, sorry, guys, I swear I'm not even sick, like, and I'm not even, like, I don't even have spit in my mouth or anything. I don't know what, I'm just, like, choking on, like, something's going on with y'all, like, with the voice. Like, maybe you're sick, maybe you're really afraid to speak up for yourself, because I'm finding it hard to talk, like, yeah, okay, you know what, let's get some advice for that, because speaking up for yourself is challenging, question mark. Okay, let's get some advice for that. Oh, hold on, I feel called to a card. She's right here around the middle. I'm not looking. Is it her? No. Is it her? Yes. Okay. Okay, and it was reversed. And check the card on the bottom of the deck. What's the bottom? The Knight of Cups. Okay, let's take her as well. Okay, we got some advice for you here. Okay, Knight of Cups here, so let's look at Knight of Cups first. Okay, if that'll make more sense, okay. Sorry, my readings are absolutely me just vibe checking as I go along. Okay, girl, where are these cups? Wands. There she is. Knight of Cups. You are romantic, charming, and in love with love itself. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You thrive on all things beautiful and are inspired by the many creative outlets that are available to you. Okay, maybe a creative outlet is how you need to go about this. How you need to go about speaking up for yourself. Maybe the folks that you're having to put up boundaries with won't accept, just, calm speak. They might be really dismissive of that. You might have to watch some YouTube videos on, like, how to get your whatever background parents to listen to you. Like, maybe instead of saying things straightforwardly, you need to actually just, like, keep messing up and make them believe that you're actually incompetent at something, not to a point where it's, like, actually degrading. But to trick them into being like, you know what, it's easier if I do it myself. Play into their already existing toxic habits. And don't worry, they will heal. They will get better with time. That's their lesson. That's why they're in this life. That's why we're all here, is to learn and get better. If they're bad at it, they're slow at it, then girl, they're really bad at it. It is what it is. Be cautious. Okay, now we do have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Why am I at the Ace of Pentacles? Hold on, because I'm a little tired. You're focused on creating perfection, but to your detriment. When you focus on every tiny detail, you lose sight of the bigger picture and why you're doing this in the first place. Know that perfection is a myth and surrender to the art of imperfection. Yeah, maybe your relationship with this person just is imperfect and you just need to accept that it's imperfect. It was reversed. I did read the reversed meaning of this. I mean, I see someone here who's working really hard. They got their hair up out of their face. They're working with tools that seem like heavy. It looks like they could hurt a finger with that. Yeah, you're working really hard. I see a city back here. You've already built a city. This is you. You already built a whole city. You've already done the most. You continue doing the most. I see you, crafting this next pentacle here. You got a lot of, like, good things lined up. Like, I'm hearing, like, you're in law school or medical school or something. You're mad successful, and you're like, why the hell aren't they happy with me? Why aren't they fulfilled with me? I'm literally, like, the best child ever. I could be out there doing drugs, getting drunk, doing God knows what. And instead, I'm literally just gay. Or I literally just need a nap. And they're, like, overreacting about this. No, girl, you've already built the most, and you are in the process of building something beautiful and abundant, by the way. Because, listen, you got a lot of pentacles here, for real, for real. I mean, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 of them are pentacles. So, although I'm talking to you about other forms of abundance, financially, things are going to be good. They're going to be very good. So, please, don't worry about that. Maybe finances are really important to you, and that's fine, girl. That is not shallow. That's still deep. But yeah, this is quite a pickle. I'm gonna keep doing videos on this, and we're gonna get through this journey together. And I just want you to know that I'm also with you. I'm also on this journey with you. I feel like called to talk to a collective such as this because I feel like I can relate to a collective such as this. I mean, I'm not on the outside looking in, and yeah, if you're interested in like sound healing, maybe for the throat chakra, there's a lot of YouTube videos, and you can look up on Google Images. There's a map of the chakras and what note is for each one. Totally okay if you don't believe in that stuff. Crystals, black obsidian for really catharting out, you know, bad energies. If you don't like crystals, that's totally fine as well. Girl, CBT therapy. Try and be clever though. Remember? Okay? Try and be clever, be creative with the way you're doing things right now. Do it in a way that feeds your energy, that nourishes your energy, that replenishes your energy. It doesn't take away. If anything, it's neutral. At the very worst, it's neutral. Neither here nor there. Be creative, be crafty, be cunning, be like the fox in the children's stories, you know? Because you have to be. You're dealing with a person who doesn't respect what you tell them up front. So you just gotta be a little clever and figure it out as you go along. But it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Any closing statements? I'm gonna shuffle 3 times. Oh, wow. Okay. The Tower. Girl, this might be your... When I say girl, I mean any gender, but this might be your Tower moment. Honestly, I don't love leaving a reading on the Tower card, but my phone gonna die any second. Let's read the Tower for you. Where's she at? Where's she at? There we are. What you thought were solid foundations are crashing around you. Destruction and chaos are rampant. Know that these events are happening for you, not to you. New paradigms and opportunities are emerging. You know what? Maybe you had a great relationship with your parents when you were a kid, or whatever this turbulent relationship is that's not respecting your boundaries. Maybe it used to be great, and now it just feels like it's crashing and burning. It feels like it's not what it once was. But the Tower has to come down because it's not built on good foundations, on stable, safe foundations. And you deserve abundance, stability, safety. You deserve something that will never fall. Okay? So if things seem to be crashing around you right now, it is literally because it's making way for you. You know what card comes after the Tower? Oh my god, I just opened the book and it's literally on the Tower. That's crazy. The Star is what comes next after the Tower. The Star. And here you are watching a video by a channel called Stella by Starlight. You know, this is what I'm talking about, is the little lights, the little rays of hope. They are the most powerful. You are not alone. You're not the only star in the sky. You're not the only star who's got to, light up this night. We're all getting through this together. We're all going through a lot of different things. We're on our own journeys, but we're all also on one journey together. The Tower's got to come down. We got to clear this out. We got to declutter to make room for the beautiful and the new. The safe and the abundant and all the great words that you could possibly think of. Here, say a word you've been praying for, something you want your life to be right now. Say it. Yes, that and so much more that you haven't even thought of. It hasn't even occurred to you to pray for these things, but you don't have to pray for them because Source knows, God knows, the universe knows, whatever language you want to use, they know what your soul really thirsts for. Okay? The universe is not going to get bogged down in the grammar structure of the English language or whatever language you pray in, because she knows what you really want in here. She understands. It's not like a genie in a lamp that will grant you some weird wish because you didn't say it right. She understands, and she understands it so well that she understands it better than your conscious mind understands it. She understands what your subconscious is trying to tell you. So she will clear out what's bad for you, even if you can't tell that it's bad for you. And that's why sometimes things seem chaotic and intense and insane. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. If this resonates, I'm very happy. I hope that I was able to do something for you, guide you, help you. And I'll see you in the next one.